We did a past version of this episode about a year ago. Go check out that episode. And Mel, you got something to say to our audience?
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of questions asking, how can we bring middle ground to our college campus?
Oh, remember when we watched this a long time ago? Oh, this, dude, chat, guys, I fuck with you not. When we watched this video, chat, this guy got so mauled. He made a video calling me out about my reaction to him.
Hi, my name's Tim.
I'm not even kidding, dude.
In LA. I work on environmental justice, social justice, housing justice, and incarceral state issues.
My name is Christiana Hurt. I'm the owner of the seven-figure brand Wealthy College Kid, and I'm 24 years old.
My name is Graham. I'm a real estate agent, real estate investor, and YouTuber.
My name is Beatriz. I am 21 and I am a Target worker.
My name is Brett Knutson. I am an entrepreneur and an investor.
My name is TIERRA Lucky and I am a minimum wage worker. I just hustle, do Instacart, and I'm also an actress.
Good enough?
The first prompt is...
Minimum wage workers and millionaires. Interesting.
I worked for everything I earned.
So I grew up with two parents that were basically paycheck to paycheck, and none of them had any extra money. It was by seeing my parents struggle like that that I really realized the value of money. So I basically poured everything I had into my work. There were years, I would say 4 years, that I didn't have any friends. From 18 to 22, it was just me. And I was working from probably 8 a.m. until midnight, working as a real estate agent.
I completely agree. I think that what a lot of people discount is all the sacrifice.
I just feel like everybody should went to the middle. Everybody should went to the middle. Unless they inherited everything or whatever. If they did something that led up to them, they still earned it.
I didn't go to parties.
Really matter.
I don't really honestly have like a ton of friends. And it's not like a sacrifice where I was like, I'm gonna have no friends, but you can only balance so many plates or you drop everything. And the plate that I chose to give up was a social.
Why does that not agree? Why does that not agree? Why does that not agree? Guys, otherwise you're working backwards. It's odd. You're working with a different guys, it's weird.
There's a lot of labor and communal effort that goes into getting all of us here that we don't get paid for, that other people don't get paid for. The examples that you two gave are perfect, actually. You both earn your money by extracting value from capital transactions. You know, you're not building the house you're selling. You're not out there working like in a slave mine, pulling selenium out of the earth like some people on this planet are. And we have to re-understand what it means to earn money and how we all interact to do that.
How would you address?
Guys, this isn't true, chat. I feel like this is like a little bit of delusion, what is it called again? Socialism mindset. Guys, at the end of the day, in a capitalistic system, if somebody thinks about doing something and a strategy, it's like work smarter, not harder type of thing. If some guy organizes a scheme where they buy a house and then they flip it and then they sell it, even though they don't build it, guys, it is what it is.
Stop extracting value if you start a company from the ground and then you build it.
That's worth a certain amount of money for somebody.
But
so
no one does that because there's investors and stuff that come in too.
Not always.
It's still working in a way.
I have raised money before.
Yeah.
But I've also started companies that I didn't raise money for.
How would you finance them?
By working a part-time retail job for minimum wage and then saving up and then putting it in.
I have felt judged for my income level.
I think it's part of general society. We are always judging each other. Having used SNAP points before, like standing in a grocery store, using the card that I've gotten for the government to pay for food, and feeling the people behind me thinking that's something that you haven't earned or gotten.
Has somebody ever asked you to use your SNAP on them?
I mean, I have. Generally, there's not that much to go around.
It's the same mentality when it's $1 versus SNAP. Somebody could still ask me to share. Well, you get it. Why can't you help me out?
What? She said fucking what? She said what? Snap?
I didn't step forward because me personally, I surround myself with people that just like what's in my bank account just doesn't matter to the people that are around me. I do think a lot of judgment towards how much you make reflects on like your dating experience. That I do feel.
See, I've never had that because I'm so frugal. If there are girls that are out there who want me for my money, like they should know I'm probably like the cheapest person out there. I literally will wait like 9 p.m. for happy hour to start just so I get the happy hour menu. And so, like, so I would be like the last person any sort of like gold digger would want.
I find myself in situations with these boys that have no job, no nothing, and I end up taking on these charity cases of relationships. Oh, why don't you put him on or build him up? And it's like, you can't build.
Yeah, it's not Build-A-Bear.
I mean, you can. I mean, I've met guys I've dated that, you know, go on to have successful businesses.
I think he's always talking about like stuff that's like
It's from my input. You know, you want to date somebody equal or greater, but then you don't want to be materialistic about like, well, I only date people with money because I make money.
Like outliers, like data outliers.
Anyone can become rich if you work hard enough.
Not really.
So I just think that anyone could become rich if they actually like believed in themselves and took the risk to actually believe in themselves, that there is some success at the end of the line of that.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to mindset first and really having the belief that you can do that. I know for me, one of my biggest concerns was I didn't have any skills whatsoever and I didn't get into college. I had like a 2.0 GPA in high school. Like it was terrible. I had such bad grades, but I really turned that into a positive, and I really believe this actually happened for a reason because now I could pursue something else, which is real estate, because that didn't require a college degree. And looking back now, that was the best thing that had ever happened.
Yeah, this is anecdotal though, chat. Guys. It's more so it says everybody, but some people have to care for their family, and they people weighing them down sort of, and they're literally just surviving. They literally don't have enough time or resources to thrive.
Like a really sticky...
Because they spawned with not enough tools to thrive. They only spawn with enough tools if they pop off to survive, which is a completely different ballgame.
Anyone can become like rich, and because I don't think that's completely true. A lot of people can if they have like connections and stuff, you know. But I feel like sometimes people like they work 2 jobs, or sometimes they have other things going on. They have to pay their needs first. They don't always have like money for that, you know. Because like my dad, he's like a landscape worker. He has tried making his own company and it doesn't always like work out. He has tried hard.
Okay, even though I always agree with you that it's a lot of luck is a huge role in society. I will not be an apologist or agreeer of somebody who doesn't put their name in any hat, who has no chance of being drawn from that luck, who puts no effort into being in a pot that they can be drawn from, and then complain they're not being drawn, or then somebody will be drawn. That's just not. I'm not gonna go over that. That's bullshit.
That's why I think it's like you have to have connects. You know. That's why.
Do you mind if I interject?
Yeah.
In terms of building connections, I didn't have any connections either when it comes to.
Yeah, exactly like the lottery. Exactly. Life is literally lottery. You partake in dozens of lotteries every single day, right? Are you gonna complain that you're not winning the lotteries because you don't buy any tickets in any lotteries? And I'm not saying the lottery. I'm saying the lotteries of life. If you don't buy any tickets, you can't complain you're not winning. It's how it is.
Working in real estate. And what I did to make the connections is I went to open houses every single Sunday for months. And I probably met at least 50 or 60 real estate agents. And it was through that I met one agent who was really gracious.
Like, it was, for example, if you always show up on time to work, let's say, right, and then boom, and then one day show up on time and your boss is like, yo, motherfucker, somebody just quit today, and we need this position in the job, right? I need somebody, and you're there, boom, he hires you. Now you triple your income or something like that. And we'll say, so fucking lucky. So they are right that you got lucky, but they're also wrong. Because you were prone to be lucky. You put your name somewhere that could be drawn, and they didn't. That's just kind of how it is, though.
It's enough to say, if you want to come work underneath me, I'm happy to do that. And it was really that connection, which like you mentioned, connection, that I met that person through just really kind of putting myself out there to meet people.
There's a lot of institutional and systemic barriers that we aren't really talking about. If you walk into like a Beverly Hills $5 million house not speaking English, they're probably not going to give you the like hookup. We don't tend to move within circles where those connections cross economic and socioeconomic lines. But even beyond that, I want to say, like, you took a big risk and your risk paid off. But what if your risk hadn't paid off? And that's for a lot of people who do try and start their own businesses, try and start their own YouTube channel.
True.
That risk doesn't pay off, and there's no real safety net there. So we're not really getting an adequate side of people who have like taken that entrepreneurial risk and not been able to take it again.
I'm almost worried it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, though. If you go in it fearing, oh, what am I going to fail, and that becomes your main focus, I think more people are less likely to take risks actually needed to succeed because they're more focused on not failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think your beliefs create the level of action you take, and the level of action you take determines your results, and it is cyclical.
I am not obligated to give to the less fortunate.
So the reason I serve on this one is one of the missions in my organizing is getting away from this kind of notion of...
Okay, the prompt itself is true though. The prompt itself, nothing obligates you. But you can have self-obligations though.
Which we
So
solve
you can
structural
impose
problems.
yourself.
At the same time, like, I still give people money when I have extra change in my pocket, so I don't want to seem like I'm totally opposed to it.
I agree with that. I've given people money and not gotten it back. I've given people money and they've wasted it on drugs. Why did I even give you the money to begin with if you weren't going to use it to better yourself? Is it my job to make sure that you're not going hungry? No,
No, see, she's wrong about this. She's wrong. If you give money and they fuck it up, that's kind of on them, right? But if you give, if it's not. If you want, does that make sense?
We have plenty of, organizations that will make sure that you're eating.
If you give, that's on you. If they fuck up, that's kind of on them.
It doesn't have to fall on my shoulders, per se.
I feel like when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of like...
Yeah, so don't take the result and say, oh, dude, if I give, they're gonna waste it on drugs. Dude, settle down. Don't be
well,
so...
guess what? I have no money currently to give.
Don't be so doomer.
But I have like my morality. I have my goodness about me. I'm just trying to build a community, especially when you have a group of people that is creative and supportive. You build faster than just by yourself.
I don't always donate with money. Sometimes I'll go and I'll fill bags of food for kids that are starving, you know what I mean? So it doesn't always have to be money. Like, I don't think it's our responsibility to give money based off of what we think the person's gonna do with it. Like, that's on them if they choose to use it wrongly. It's our responsibility just to be generous.
I am not afraid.
Okay, but as somebody who has a lot of money though, the value of that money when they give does a way bigger impact sometimes than filling a bag, I think. Or why not both?
To spoil myself.
I personally do spoil myself. I work hard to be able to go into a store and get something for myself. I bought a $4,000 hairless cat that I had genetically made. And when I was in high school, when I started making money, I went and got that cat. When you're in middle school and everybody's hitting puberty and getting taller and
a hairless cat? That's a rat.
Boobs. What did I do when I started making money? I went and bought boobs. Like, that's what I wanted. And there's the controversy of like, you're gonna die from your implants. Like, I'll die a D cup and have no problem with it.
Okay, interesting.
So I rarely ever treat myself. I basically keep my spending at the same as when I was like, 19 or 21. No matter how much money I make, I spend the exact same amount. For instance, it sounds crazy, but when I was like 17, I wanted a Lamborghini. And there was nothing I wanted more. I want to be that guy, 18 years old and pull up with a Lambo. Like, that was my dream. But when I actually got the money to go and buy the car, all of a sudden I realized, like, wait a second, that's stupid. I'm not going to get the car. I'm going to invest it in real estate instead. But then I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to get the Lamborghini. And then you save up even more, and then you realize, wait, the Lambo is still stupid. Let me go and invest it. And even now, like, the chase and ambition of getting something is way more fun and enjoyable than actually getting that thing.
I don't really spoil myself because I always buy
not
my
entirely
needs
wrong,
first.
actually.
I usually wait till like my next check to see if I have extra money, and if I do, then I spoil myself. But if I don't, then I don't.
I think it's interesting also that almost all of us have associated spoiling ourselves with spending money, and at the same time said spending that money is very unfulfilling. It's weird because even myself, like, I really just like having an F-off day and I just hang out and don't do anything and have any responsibilities. But I don't think about it as spoiling myself, even though that's my favorite time to spend.
Spoiling myself, guys. Buying a box popsicle and eating a popsicle.
That
makes me really happy.
I had more money.
That makes me really happy.
For me, I think it's always a comfort thing, knowing that I have a little bit more saved up or invested.
The car is cool, but a popsicle though, if you're just chilling after a date and you're just chilling in the bed and you're eating a popsicle, that's tough to beat.
And I think it could just be a psychological thing that no matter how much money I have, it's always psychologically never going to be enough because that becomes your new normal. So I think you're always chasing that.
See, I want more money so that I can pay off like my debt and travel. And like help some family members, and that's it.
That's why I want money. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh,
well,
give
nobody
me money,
would say no to more
but
money.
like, I just want it for my needs, or just for like a car because I need a car, or just stuff my family needs, stuff my friends need.
I think for me, if I'm honest with myself, it's getting further away from how broke I was because I'm scared of that ever happening again. There's no end because of that.
Of course, everyone could always use more money. Like I've met billionaires who could definitely say that they would want more money, but more, I want to see a society in which the money that we have doesn't determine all of our possibilities. Because it seems like when we talk about solving problems, it comes back to money. My utopian vision is like a society where money really...
Guys, when I say utopia, Andy, right? And ideals that are like kind of far, you said it, utopia.
My utopian vision is like a society where money really doesn't matter because we don't really need it to figure out value, but it makes a good translation for the time being.
At least you said it. Yeah. This guy has ideals that I don't agree with, but you know what? At least he's rooted in reality and says utopia, and he's actually out there by his ideals. I don't mind that.
I'll tell you all about
I don't mind that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Middle Ground, guys. We loved having different people this time around.
I don't want somebody who has ideals or ideologies, right, that are still rooted in reality and not in some fantasy. I can agree with that.